Hi, Devdutt. Question here about Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence or non-violation. Does it mean that I'm becoming a Quaker, like I'm a pacifist? Um, could you give us any insights on the term Ahimsa?
So Ahimsa. Now let's first understand Hindu metaphysics. First thing in Hindu metaphysics is what is the difference between a living and a non-living organism, object and an organism. An organism is hungry. If it is hungry, it has to eat, right? So food is very important. That's why Hindu rituals revolve around food. What is now to get food involves violence, right? The deer will tear the grass. There's a violent act of eating plants. The tiger will eat the deer. The humans will eat the deer. So the act of eating is violent. You destroy forest to create a field. You catch a fish and kill it in order to eat it. So hinsa is life. The predator eats the prey. So the food cycle, violence is the food cycle. Now if you want to get out of the food cycle, you want to be liberated from this food cycle, you have to stop eating. So original meaning of the word ahimsa is withdrawal from the act of consumption. So consumption in many different ways. So desire is hunger. So we use this word desire is the cause of suffering. Buddha said so. But he doesn't use the word desire. He used the word tanna, which means thirst, hunger. He's using physiological words. He's not using some psychological words. If you want to destroy hunger, then you have ahimsa. Because when you're not hungry, the lion can lay with the lamb. You know this biblical line, the lion and the lamb are together. Same thing you find in Sanskrit. You will find this idea of tiger and the goat living together in harmony. This can only happen when there's no hunger. So ahimsa in its purest form is when you're not hungry and therefore not consuming and therefore not destroying. That's the meaning of ahimsa. Now Gandhi turned ahimsa into a social justice tool. He used it like I will use, and then Martin Luther King is inspired by it that I will not, I will protest using non-violence. That's a different kind of ahimsa. The spiritual ahimsa is about not eating. It's not about not eating animals. It is not eating anything. Because even if you eat plants, remember all wood are the dead bodies of plants. The wood in my house, wood is the dead body of. So all plants are living creatures. When you read the Shatapatha Brahmana, there's a story of Bhrigu. When he dies, he goes to the other world and he sees people eating. He sees plants eating humans, he sees animals eating humans, and plants are eating humans, and the humans are screaming, but no sound comes out. And the animals are eating humans and they're shouting. And he goes, when he comes back to life, by some story, he talks to his father and he says, why were the humans being consumed by plants not able to scream? And said, because plants can't scream, humans, when they die, will be consumed by plants and they will not be allowed to scream. And because animals scream while dying, when you die, you'll be eaten by animals and then you will scream the way they screamed. So there is a great issue about eating living organisms in the Vedas. And they would always say, do the rituals, consecrate food and eat it. Then you are saved from the karma of violence, which is essential for feeding. So Himsa word has to be seen in the context of consumption. All consumption is violence. All consumption. The range will be different. Organic farming is less violent and industrial farming is very violent. But violence cannot be avoided. Right? That's the question. So if you live in the forest like a tribal person, you are doing the least amount of damage to nature. Do you want to live like that? And who is doing the most if you're living, the fact that we are using this modern technology, which means large amounts of nature is being destroyed, we are in Hinsa. Even the hunter-gatherer is in Hinsa. So if you read the Jain texts and the real spiritual people, they would not eat, they would fast and they would fast to death in order to outgrow hunger. Right? So that is what is real ahimsa. Everything else is just political games. I am non-violent. In India, there are so many vegetarians who say that we are non-violent, but they have industries which are coal industries and mining industries. They displace tribal people from their homes. They take away their land. They destroy forests. Their businesses destroy the ecosystem, spread plastic, but they at home they are vegetarian. Do you see the irony here? They will say that I'm vegetarian, I'm non-violent, but all my businesses does is destroy the ecosystem. Just Google it and you'll find these business families very supremely rich, making money by creating plastic, by destroying the ecosystem, by spreading pollution, but at home are pure vegetarians. Figure out your choice. You decide what you want, but this is the meaning of it.
So if you're looking for more information about yoga and yoga mythology, pick up Devdutt Panayak's book, Yoga Mythology in 64 Asanas and Their Stories. This is a great resource for yoga teachers. We use this book as one of our resources in the Urban Sadhu Yoga teacher training. And also, you can check out Amazon and see all of the other list of really terrific books that Devdutt has written over the years that might apply to your yoga teachings.